Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. I swear, every time I'm about to sit there and say it, it's like I have a Rolodex and I'm like, what am I actually talking about? Okay, so if you saw my short, you know what's happening with Brandon, last name I'm not even going to bother to try to pronounce. He's done on Days of Our Lives. I don't know if he's done or whatever. A lot of these shows, they got all sorts of drama that's going on behind the scenes, so it's like you never know. And just to answer one question, as far as should he go back to General Hospital? No, absolutely not. There's way too many people on there. No. Unless they want to sit there and trim the fat. But, so if you saw last Friday's episode, you know that Stefan gets kidnapped. He gets kidnapped by, or abducted by his mom, Vivian Alamany. And she's like, I'm doing this for your own good, okay? Because you have this really bad habit of going back with this what's she call her? A cuckoldess or something? I am sitting there giving these soap operas props for using modern words, okay? I'm still not letting it go. Or YNR actually said cap. Okay? That was the last soap opera I expected to sit there and say anything modern, but she's been pretty much like, yo, I'm done. Okay? I don't want you going back to Gabby. She's bad for you, and I'm doing this for your own good. So she's able to forge his signature somehow, because she's a mastery of that. Get the Redding Wing, and I guess drop it off herself, which I don't really. I guess it made sense. It made more sense for her to sit there and drop it off. It really did not make any sense at all now that I think about it. Um, well, whatever his name is, which I don't remember. Anyway, her loyal henchman who insists on sitting there saying that because Vivian was like, stop calling me madame or whatever. You've been working with me, you've been working for me for years or whatever. It's like, no. I'm your loyal servant. Okay, I mean, listen, I'm not one to sit there and kink shame. If that's your thing, cool. Um, so kind of weird, but whatever. And he wakes up and he's like, yo, listen, I gotta sit there and tell Gabby that I love her and this, that, and the third. And dude's like, nope, we doing this for your own. Well, your mom is not there doing this for your own good. And close the door on him and I guess ships him back to the motherland. Alamania. Is that actually a real continent or a real place? You let me know in the comment section. I'm probably gonna sit there and check it out later on, but you let me know in the comment section because it'll probably be a lot faster. Um, so Gabby opens the door. It's Javi, right? Javi is a little slighted by the fact that the ring that was given to Rafe, he felt should have been given to him, but mom is very old school. He is gay, and so there's a comment where he's like, "Oh, I'm pretty sure she wants to sit there and give it to her favorite son or whatever," and that does suck, right? Like different cultures or whatever, fine, I get that, but I guess in the perfect world, you should sit there and love your son regardless if they're gay, straight, bi, whatever. So you felt a little slighted. Anyway, um, Gabby's there talking about the end of her marriage, um, wanting to change her mind and get him back. And also, he's going to be working with her. Because, I mean, let's be honest, I don't know what kind of job skills he has. And, she's family. She also invited him to stay at Rafe's house. And just like, is that her house also? Because it's a little kind of out of pocket. I mean, I get it, family and everything like that. But, if I had my sister, I don't have any sisters or brothers or anything like that. But if I had a sister and the house was mine, and you just invited somebody, I don't care if it's family or not, I'm like, you should have probably talked to me first before you decide to do that. Anyway, she talks about how she wants to change, she's changing her mind, and she loves him, and despite everything, and you know, even though she cheated on him with his brother, he's like, I want him back. And then as Javi's about to sit there and get stuff out his car, he sees papers for Gabby. It's divorce papers, and the ring. And she looks at everything, and she's all sad and stuff. And I'm kind of just like, I don't. Well, you wanted this. Okay, you are partly responsible for wrecking your marriage. Yes, he definitely did the heavy lifting. Stefan did, but you didn't help that marriage by sleeping with his brother. Okay, by insisting that you wanted to be done, 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 done. You want to give him a chance? Nothing. He wasn't your feelings, so it is what it is. Like, you know that crime, like, this is what you wanted, right? So you got what you wanted in the story. Um, Sarah sees Fiona out. She's like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be in jail. And what comes next is a series of exposition. Now, I'm not saying it's not important or anything, okay? But she starts asking these questions where she's like, how come you're not in jail? I testify, I told the DA and everything like that. And she just goes through everything about how this case fell apart from jump. And one of the things that she does sit there and say is, I'm out because of you. Remember, you're the one that sat there and said that it was Xander, then you changed your mind, and you didn't want Xander to sit there and get caught, so you said it was Brady, even though if it wasn't. You lied about that, and then you finally told the truth, so you're not credible. Brady isn't credible because, well, he was smashed out of his damn mind. And the confession, none of y'all are law enforcement, so it really doesn't matter. But the thing is, she didn't just say it, right? She didn't just give exposition. It was her attitude. It was her tone. See, a very dear friend once told me that when you have kids, that you genuinely change. Now, I'm probably getting her words a little bit mixed up or whatever. This involves Sam, and she was like, she expected Jason to sit there and always put his family first. When you have kids, you change. So she expected him to change. Now, for me, I think that that's a fool's errand because just because you have kids doesn't mean that's just going to snap you and decide you're going to sit there and do stuff for your kids. Okay? I know real life people who don't change because they have children. And her attitude was gloating. Okay? She did not give a damn about what she did. Okay? Her coming back, saying that she changed, because after her attitude, Sarah's like, what happened to this nice person that loved my granddaughter and thought of me as a daughter? She was like, oh well, I really tried. And what she wound up doing was she wound up leaning back to who she was because she felt, F it. I tried, I gave it the old college try, but she didn't really try. If she really tried, she would have sat there and took responsibility for her actions. She tried to end Sarah's life. That's how much she did not want to sit there and face the consequences of her actions. So she just leaned and just was just like, hey, you know what? Listen, I'm a piece of garbage, and I'm always going to be a piece of garbage, so whatever. And it's unfortunate, but that's just how some people are. So she gave a letter to Xander, explained that, she really tried, she wanted to be a better person, maybe one day she'll change, or maybe she won't. And I love how she said maybe she'll change, maybe she won't, meaning that she's not even going to bother to try. She just put that out there as an option of if she wants to. Now, Philip, which I'm going to be honest, I am really happy. And I cannot believe I'm sitting there saying this. Listen, when I first watched this show, I called Philip a man child. Okay? The writing was so good with him that I genuinely start to like him and I genuinely start to root for him. And having him coming back It's just great. I don't know how long he's staying, but it's just great. Also, Fiona's leaving, which is great because she came in, she caused some trouble, she's leaving, and this way she gets to come back again when things get boring or Sarah and Xander gets boring, she gets to come back. So I think that that's a perfect arrangement. Now, Philip stopped the sale. And he's just like, yo, listen, we're not giving $1 billion company to Kristen, to the Damaras. Okay? It's not what my dad would want. And he has a right to sit there and contest the will. There's a letter they're saying that um, there was a possibility that he could have changed his mind and gave Philip the company, but Philip was supposed to be dead at the time. So it prevented him from getting it. But the thing is, it's enough to at least say, whoa, we ain't doing this sale. So Kristen leaves. Xander tells Philip the reason why he wants to give the company up, and he's like, "Hey, listen, I feel you, but I mean, as cold as it sounds, this is $1 billion company. I mean, we don't even know if this drug's gonna work. That's something else. We don't know if this drug's gonna work. It's $1 billion company, so yeah, that's not gonna happen." So yeah, he's kind of screwed right now. And let's be honest, Sarah already said that she didn't want to do it at the risk of him losing his legacy and everything like that, and so that's not going to happen. Now Brady and Eric, for the most part, didn't really do too much of anything. They're just very happy that the charges are dropped, and Brady still blamed himself because we'll call it strength theory. Brady didn't get smashed. Fiona wouldn't have had to drop the car, which wouldn't have, you know, caused that accident. But then again, you can sit there and look at it. If Holly did not take the key because Tay didn't sit there and lock himself out, then Sarah wouldn't have had to go to the house to try to find it. So you get what I'm sitting there going, right? Hindsight is 2020. You can sit there and look at it for all aspects, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. And also, we can sit there and look at it and be like, hey, Sarah, you're the one that was sitting there being super naggy and sitting there trying to get Xander, which is something that Philip said. Philip was like, this is your fault. This is your fault that your wife is paralyzed. Okay, you know what kind of you knew what kind of woman this woman was, and you chose to sit there and let her have her in your life. So this is on you. Unfortunately, I still sit there and put the buck on Sarah because she nagged him to the point where he was like, all right, fine, whatever, I'll have her come over. And even though Xander knew that she was trash, she was a trash ass mom and a trash ass person. Yeah, you gave in, and it is what it is. Part of me is just kind of sitting there thinking, does she actually sit there and take any responsibility for that? I don't know if she did or if Xander sit there and stopped her, but I'm like, you should have probably let her take some responsibility. Oh, wasn't it Teresa that sat there and tried to get that letter thrown away so this way Fiona wouldn't have went there? I guess we could sit there and add Bonnie to the pile. Um, Eric leaves, Kristen stays, and Brady's like, so you gave the formula, right? Because this is what him and Eric were talking about before. And Eric is like, listen, Kristen doesn't do anything just because, just to be nice. She's doing it for a reason. So when Brady asks, Kristen's like, well, here's the thing. I mean, she pretty much was like, yeah, I don't exactly, I think it was a vague answer that she sat there and said, but, I guess she didn't want to sit there and be like, yeah, well, I gave him the first part. You'll get the second part when your transaction is complete, which is, I don't know when that's going to be. The sad thing is, I think that Xander would probably even resort to killing Philip. Because if Philip's not alive, then he can't sit there and contest the will, right? Listen, at this point, I'm not putting anything past Xander. And I get where Xander's coming from, because Xander's just like, yo, listen, when you love somebody, this is $1 billion company, but you have a chance to sit there and make that woman be able to walk again, You do it in a heartbeat. It's not even really a question at this point. So I get where Xander's coming from, but yeah. And then towards the end, you see Philip with Vivian talking about trying to get the company back. I guess Philip is his. I don't really even understand how that works. How that pseudoscience work. It's like that's his mom, but not really his mom in a sense. Maybe I don't know. But that's interesting. So maybe we'll sit there and see more Vivian, but she's a wanted criminal. So I don't suspect she's actually going to be sitting there staying too long unless she wants to get locked up. So yeah, he's not there working with Vivian. And part of me is like, that's really stupid, but that is technically kind of his mom, so it is what it is. Anyway, I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't think of anything else, but if I miss anything, you know what to do. Come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll talk about all the shows, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, and Young and Restless. And again, if I miss anything, oh, also Alemania. I don't think that that's a real country, but I could be wrong. Laters.